you. And if, like Anne, you've got back into the saddle recently, you're not alone, with an estimated 1.3 million Brits buying a bicycle in the last 3 months.
And with GPs from today now prescribing cycling as part of the government's new obesity strategy, numbers are set to increase even further.
Yeah, well, Kevin Dwala has been to Liverpool to chat to the city's first ever cycling commissioner. And if you watched Brookside back in the day, well, you might just recognise him.
For much of lockdown, the roads were deserted, but it didn't take long for a different type of traffic to take over. Bikes.
You know, I try and get out on my bike as often as I can, but I do get a bit nervous on a busy road. And that's where these pop-up cycle lanes like this one here in Liverpool come in. This road is normally packed with cars, but it's been turned into a pop-up cycle lane with barriers, making cycling a little less nerve-wracking.
In its aim to encourage cycling, the government has pledged £250 million that all councils across England can access. And masterminding what happens are regional cycling commissioners, like former Brookside actor Simon O'Brien.
Welcome to Liverpool's first pop-up cycle lane.
Are you surprised at how fast they've gone in?
Councils don't normally work at a fast rate, but here in Liverpool, they literally just grasped the nettle and went for it wholeheartedly.
How come this one is as wide as it is? Because it's not a normal cycle lane width, is it?
Your normal cycle lane would be kind of where I am over here.
Yeah.
But if you put a cycle lane in that wide on this road, you then end up with carriageway, which isn't quite wide enough for two vehicles, but people would try and make it so.
You know, just having that bus right next to me there, I felt safe.
And that is the point, you know, because the idea of these lanes is to give people an alternative to getting in their cars and feel safe doing it.
The council reckons about 5,000 cyclists have used the lane so far, and there are plans to keep them in place for up to 12 months, whilst they suss out how well they're working. But opinion in the city is divided.
The pop-ups, which just congest a shopping area, has been an unmitigated disaster and I think a real danger to people who need emergency services. We've got a fire station at the bottom of the cycle lane. I've been sat in traffic. I couldn't move to the side because I'm blocked in by barriers.
It's a perfect opportunity for people who haven't cycled on the road before to get out and cycle safely.
So, bus driver, you're in prime position to give an opinion on the pop-up cycle lanes.
It's just dangerous. We've got people getting off, they're not going to see, boom, there goes a cyclist straight up.
How's your popularity? Are you like the most unpopular person in Liverpool now?
Well, do you know what? There are always vociferous kind of naysayers, you know, and yeah, there you go.
So
that says it all, really, doesn't it?
Do you deal with that day in, day out now?
Absolutely, yeah. Of course there's going to be backlash, and that has to be listened to, but I think in the end, politicians have to make decisions that sometimes aren't very popular immediately. We have to do something.
But 40 miles up the road in Manchester, things are very different. The City Council hasn't introduced any pop-up lanes. Instead, it backs a long-term plan to create more than 1,800 miles of cycle routes across Greater Manchester, including things like this, called the Cyclops Junction, which is designed to keep all road users safe. And it's something they're hoping to emulate in Liverpool.
Is that the aim then, Simon, in the future, to have something as permanent like that?
You know, the pop-up lanes are temporary, and hopefully a lot of them will become permanent. If Liverpool ended up with a network of 4 or 5 serious, well-thought-out, direct cycle lanes going across the city, then the outcome would just be amazing, incredible.
Oh, thanks to Kevin and Simon there. You remember him, didn't you, from Brookside?
Yeah, I do, from Brookie. There's no question. I would feel safer.
I would as well.
cycling.
I mean, cycling in cities always splits opinion, doesn't it? You know, there's quite strong opinion on both sides, but I definitely would feel safer with those pop-up lanes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. There you
Gemma,
are.
on cycling, I love being out on my bike as I travel to work at the hospital.
Oh, that's it for tonight. Thank you very much to yourself and to Dick and Angel. We're going to be back tomorrow, aren't
See
we?
you then with Joanna Lumley and EastEnder Laurie Brett.
Bye.